Let's move on now to the Miami Dolphins 2023 season prediction video, where we break down every single game in the Dolphins 2023 schedule and talk about their floor and ceiling and their overall playoff probability. But before we do that, smash that subscribe button. Also ring the bell. Help Ryan and I reach our goal of 2,000 subscribers by the start of the NFL season. We have a bunch more content coming out between now and September 7th, including then once when the season starts, a fun season-long competition where we will predict and track all of our games and make videos on every NFL game on who we think will win. And if you want to follow that series, follow all the Dolphins prediction videos. Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell, as it is the easiest way to get notified. And Ryan, let's get into it here. As I mentioned, we went over every single NFL game and predicted the winner. We also predicted some ties for every single team. And by tie, that's more just an indicator of like this is going to be a tough game to watch, and it's going to be real kind of a swing game on how the Dolphins season is going to wrap up. So starting off honestly in week 1 here in a second, but the record that we have right now for the Dolphins is 8 wins, 4 losses, and 5 ties, and we feel like that is honestly a good range where, I mean, they could, if everything goes well, Tua stays healthy, offensive line is able to work some things out. They could win this division and potentially go 13-4, 12-5 ish. To say, but then at the same time, though, I could see them having a losing record, going 8-9, beating the teams that they should beat, especially as any team that they play in the NFC South, like the Panthers, right there. But then losing to all the actual playoff teams, like the Chargers here, for example. This is kind of a great example. If they're going to want to make the playoffs, going to want to potentially even like fight for the division, they're going to have to win games like these. And so Tua is going to be healthy, and I'm glad to hear that he's back. I hope Devon Achane will be healthy by the first game. I saw he had a shoulder injury in the last preseason game. But in the AFC, I mean, most of the AFC schedules are really tough, and the Dolphins is no different here, starting off with the Chargers. This, to me, I think is just a good momentum builder to start the season.
Yeah, both these offenses are pretty high-powered. Nobody is going to really want to run the ball. In this game, it's going to be lots of big plays. But they should, I think, win this game. I think the Chargers, they have some new pieces. That offensive line is coming back from a lot of injuries. So I think the Dolphins should win this game, but I think it's going to be really close. We do have them falling to the Patriots in week 2. Early in the season, both of these teams always play each other really, really tough. And then they do go on a little bit of a hot streak until they meet the Eagles here in week 7. I think the Eagles are going to put this team in their place a little bit just because of how good this front 7 is going to be. And the Dolphins really made no improvements to this offensive line in the offseason.
Yeah. Up until really that Eagles game, not too many teams can exploit the Dolphins' biggest weakness, which to me is the offensive line.
Yeah.
And so the Giants and Panthers have possibilities to do that, but then at the same time, on the flip side, I don't think they can really keep up with them with Miami's offense and how quick and how high-powered they are.
Yeah.
But the Eagles just beat the Dolphins in all facets of the game. And so that was going to be tough. I do then, like, we do have the Dolphins and Patriots splitting the division series.
Yeah.
I like this game being in Germany. I like this Chiefs game kind of being a tie because I could see the Dolphins winning this because the Chiefs' weakness is the Chiefs' defense is kind of a weakness, a little bit of a liability, very young secondary. Yeah. You have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle leading the way, very experienced, quick veteran receivers. I can see them exploiting that defense.
Yeah. No, I definitely can too. This Chiefs team has lost a good bit of talent over the last couple seasons, and they have made attempts to replace it, but that doesn't always work out how you plan it. And so I'm really interested to see just how elite the Chiefs are. And I think the Dolphins really could get that win. It is just going to come down, those overseas games really just come down to which team is better on paper and who has more playmakers. So I guess in that aspect, I might lean towards the Dolphins in a way. So, but then coming back from their bye in week 10, they have the Las Vegas Raiders, the Jets, the Commanders we have as a tie because the Commanders front 4 is going to be so strong that they're going to just absolutely wreck this Dolphins offensive line. This is actually, I think we talked about this when we were filling this out. I'm actually a little concerned for Tua's health in that Eagles game and this Commanders game, just because of how elite those defensive lines play and how big and physical they are.
Yeah, that's going to be a challenge for the Dolphins here. It's like you talk about Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but at the end of the day, Deron Payne, Chase Young, and Josh Allen is going to absolutely dominate that offensive line of the Dolphins here. And so
yeah,
they have a tough end of the schedule here because another one too, like the Ravens here, I feel like the Ravens, they had a close game. Honestly, the Dolphins should have lost last year, but that's going to be another fringe playoff team that they're going to be going up against. The same thing as well with the Jets. The Jets do beat them in week 12 we have here, but then going down to Miami, we'll have to see. I think similar with the Cowboys, I think the defensive front is just going to absolutely terrorize that Miami front line. So that's going to be the biggest, honestly, overall question mark is can this offensive line for Miami just stay average throughout the season? They have improved overall over the past couple of years, but still, as we've seen kind of with Tua's health. And some of that I think you can make an argument could be placed on Tua, but still you need to have a good offensive line, especially too in this AFC, if you want to have any chance of making the playoff and make a deep run in the playoff.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just I think that does contribute to the volatility that we have for the Dolphins is Tua, they started out, I think, 6-1 through the first 7 games last year. And then
close. Yeah.
Once when Tua went out, they were like 3-7 through the rest of the 10 games. So it was just as soon as he was not at quarterback, this team fell off a cliff, and keeping him healthy should be their main priority. But they have a tough schedule. All these AFC East teams have a really tough schedule. Playing the AFC West and the NFC North, that's tough. Those are 2 really tough divisions. So
yeah. Well, another thing too, because I want to go back and address that comment of this, like when they before Tua went out, then they felt because it was the Bengals game. Oh, so it was actually it was just week. No, it wasn't the Bengals game.
Yeah, he got a concussion in the Bengals game.
And the Bengals, that was the bad one. Oh, okay, they did. No, they had a pretty decent schedule. But the middle portion though, when they were starting to come back, like they went up against the Lions, who were struggling at that time. Steelers also were struggling at that time. And this is the middle part. Bears, Browns, Texans. Like they did have like a 5-game stretch, and I think that's going to kind of indicate where the Dolphins are. I think it's going to be the same thing. They're going to beat the teams that are worse than them, but can they make that step up to then start beating the division winners? That's what I think that's where that range is going to be, and why they have 5 ties. So to say, and if they can make a deeper playoff run than they did last year. Yeah.
But let's go ahead and wrap up this video here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe and leave a comment down below on how you think the Dolphins are going to do in 2023. And other than that, we will see you guys next time.